My dad worked for one employer for 43 years, and that wasn't uncommon in that generation. And we know those days are long gone. And we're told that the average worker today will not only have multiple jobs, but multiple careers. On the flip side of that, you've identified job hopping as one of the biggest problems for an employee. How does that jive?
There are all different forms of job hopping. The job hopping that I'm referring to is employees who go from one job to the next and they keep having the same problem. You keep saying, it's not me, it must be this job, it must be this employer. And so rather than looking into themselves and solving their own issues, we call them floaters. They go from one job to the next and they take their problems with them. I'm rarely wrong about that. I can identify these people because they don't want to look inside. They want to think they're victims, that it's the workforce, it's the company owners, it's never them.
Isn't the other side of that, though, on the employer's shoulder, that so often people leave jobs because if you come in at a certain level, employers sometimes don't recognize the worth and the growth and the fact that you've improved and that you have a much more in-depth skill set than you entered with, and so that you're forced to essentially cross the street to get the promotion that you're not getting from within?
Sometimes it's promotion-oriented, but you could also be proving yourself more in the company that you're working in. So if you took some of that energy that you were spending complaining and whining about how you weren't getting ahead, and maybe putting forth a little more effort and looking at what the employer is expecting of you rather than what you want out of it, it might happen a little bit more organically that way.
And in those circumstances where the employer doesn't have that altruistic approach and very reality-based approach that you have, you're not saying never job hop or move
No,
along.
I'm not saying never job hop, but I'm saying really try to explore all the opportunities that might be available to you in your current company before you think about doing it. You might find there are pockets of people who really appreciate your talents and maybe you focus more on working with them. Maybe you find someone that you think has the level of success that you want and you try to find out what they're doing to get ahead.